Hey guys, what's up? It's JBillusion, and it's hot. I apologize for the fans or anything else that you might catch in the background. It's like legit hot. Not as hot as Jory or Viconia.
Yes, Bill.
But then again, I'm not here to talk about my waifus. I am here to talk about well, if you want, hit me up in the comments and tell me if you want me to just talk about waifus for 30 minutes. Anyhow, I was watching somebody on YouTube, Meg Capital G, and he was talking about how long it takes him to make some really good quality content things for him. And he's, professional YouTuber, that's his thing. That's what he does. And I kind of wanted to share how I will usually go about making a lore video, because those are usually the things that take me the longest. Well, no, usually the thing that takes me the longest are the super, in-depth animated videos that I did. The Morgan video legit took me days. That was something else. But anyhow, I just wanted to show you guys the process of how I make a lore video, and maybe you might see some things that you didn't know or don't do that might actually make making I want to say quality, but then again, I don't know about my quality of videos, but might help you make videos in the future. So let's start off with the first thing that we need for the Nosferatu clan video, which I'm way overdue doing, and that would be a little bit of video showcasing something that I'm going to talk about later in the video, which are the Nosferatu Cleopatras, with my favorite Nosferatu. Okay, so here we are, Vampire the Masquerade. So something I will tell you is that sometimes things do not go your way. I have two graphics cards in my computer, and one of them's super awesome, the other one is, gets the job done on certain things. And when you use certain programs like, say, OBS, for example, you have to make sure that the graphics card that the video game is running on is going to be the same thing that OBS is working with. That kind of thing set me back a little while, so let's hop into this recording. Just words of wisdom. So, if you have been watching, we've been playing Rose, the Nosferatu, who has been putting in work. But we kind of need to do quite a bit more, actually, to be honest with you. So, with Rose, we're going to go way back, see if we could find the Nosferatu lair. Plague bears, sewers, warehouses. We might be able to find it, we might not, which would suck because I'm trying to keep everything working. I think there should be a nice one, Nosferatu lair. We're just gonna go with that, so we can get a little bit of a recording on my favorite Nosferatu. Hopefully we can get her exchanges. And here's one of the things about recording. You could, Google, probably, the interaction and get that off internet. You could do that, or you could just go and re-record it yourself. That's really up to you. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but I kind of like recording my own stuff, and normally you guys can tell when it's not me because I'm terrible at video games. You know this. You've seen the Warhammers. You know which ones are mine. Okay, so let's say that you've recorded the video that you want by either means, and took you a long time to do it, by yourself. To actually a ridiculous amount of time now that I'm thinking about it. It took me like 30 minutes. But anyhow, let's say you got what you wanted to, the way that you wanted to get it, and now you have to put together what you are going to do. First, I actually kind of try to focus on what I am going to say. And usually I go into Google Drives as opposed to a Word document or anything else because, well, I can pull it up on another device. Let's say for some odd reason your computer is making a ridiculous amount of noise right now and you would rather not have your mic deal with that. So if you do Google Drive, if you put it up on there, you can really open it up through a browser on, I don't know, your tablet, or maybe even your phone. So you can pull that up and basically move your mic away from you. I like it because if I can access the internet, I can get to this and I can record, or let's say I'm doing something else or somewhere else away from my computer, I can kind of either through tablet or on my phone alter a script, write a script. I just like that ability. You know what I mean? So, as you can see, we have a bunch of scripts that I've written. Scrag the Slaughterer, Squeak Squeakerson, some of the stealth missions, some stuff that's only up on the writing blog that I do. Total Warhammer, Top 5 Darkstalkers, Hilarious. And quite a few things that actually never wound up getting anywhere. You got the Vlad lore, the Vampire the Masquerade, Jeanette entries, and also if you're working with another person, they can come in, you can allow them access to a specific document and then they can go in and edit it. You can collaboratively do it, and I really like that. So, let's go to the one that I'm going to be focusing on, which is the Vampire Clan lore, the Giovanni. So how exactly did I start this off? Because I kind of want there to be a formula in every single video that I do that are the Vampire Clans. So let's check out the Giovanni. Yes, I got no, we don't want no pop-ups. I don't want no pop-ups anywhere. So, Vampire Clan lore. Hello people, I'm here in the World of Darkness to tell you a little bit about the various clans that inhabit the world. Today we're going straight at one of the quote-unquote independent classes. So I open it up, say, hey, this is what we're doing today, and then I talk briefly about the class and kind of their status as being independent. The Nosferatu have a super interesting kind of area that we'll get into as I go through stuff. I basically give you a little something, and then I start off with more information. I link it to, well, I link a little bit of what I've done in the past. I'll probably compare the Nosferatu to the Giovanni on some level, and then I'll give you a little bit about what makes the Nosferatu so important, and give you a little brief history, and then get into the real history. You see, the Clan of Death, the Cappadocians, needed assistance that Augustus was all too happy to provide. You know, stuff like that. But actually, I started back up here with the Venetian Renaissance. It's just a nice template for me to do that I can look at as I'm writing the script and constantly go back and forth. Like at some point, after I explain a little bit more about them, I can go into their clan disciplines, which Potence is one of the Nosferatu disciplines. And then kind of end it out on a nice note, where I give 2 quotes from the actual source book that I do have about how they feel about other clans. I really do find it interesting that the clans have certain beliefs about the other clans, like how the Giovanni believe that the Assamites are fools, how they believe that the Malkavians are just, well, idiots, stuff like that. I really enjoy. Now that you've written your script, what do you do next? Well, you're going to need, you got video, so you're probably going to need pictures and other things to help balance that out. And you're also going to need, before we get to the pictures, you're going to need information. I mentioned before that I do have the PDF version of Vampire the Masquerade. You don't need it to do a lore video. I like it because I like checking out some of the stuff that's only in the lore books. But if you don't have access to some of the books, like I do for Warhammer, you could always check wikis. Always go to the internet, because there's a lot of stuff. Like if I was looking for a quote, you could actually quote Bertram Tongue from the Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines game, which might be a very interesting way to open up a specific part of this. Nosferatu are damn good at what we do. No one even argues that. If you need to know, if you want it found, you come to us. We're indispensable, not a bad place to be in the afterlife. Like that. And then we can go, well, we could also learn the pronunciation, which is very, very important. Nicknames, sore rats, lepers, crawlers, noisies, or nosies, I apologize. Just a little bit that can kind of flesh out what we're trying to write, because I like writing from the area of I'm telling you guys a story. I really enjoy that. So that's kind of how we can work on this. We can also find out more about their antediluvian. Now, something that's interesting is that not all Nosferatu, if you played Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, you would know that not all Nosferatu are involved in the Camarilla. There are some that actually are in league with the Sabbat, so that is something to maybe talk about. Let's see, Abza Mullard. Yeah, just attack everything Heroes of the Storm, is the founder of Clan Nosferatu. There's some interesting stuff about him. At some point, as I talked about the founder of the Giovanni, I'm going to have to talk about him and talk about his past, what he was doing, and how he got scarred. So there's multiple places if you would like to check out other lore. This is the White Wolf Wiki, where you could probably find very similar things, but I found that going through multiple wikis, you can find things that some do not know about. Someone who has, let's say, written this wiki and they've played very recently might not know the rich history that has been kind of hidden in past or books that someone else may have written. So it's a good thing to check multiples. Alright, now you've written your script. And dude's Mike's just smiling at you. Now you've written your script, you're probably going to want to look at, oh, I don't know, pictures, just a little something to flesh out what you're doing. So of course, just type in Vampire the Masquerade Nosferatu, and you get some awesome stuff like this official Vampire the Masquerade artwork. Really, really cool. Love it. And then there's other stuff that people have made from things like DeviantArt. So the deviant artists may not enjoy the fact that their work has been put in a video or some other stuff. So that's also another thing for you to decide. I'm not going to tell you how to make your lore video. I'm just going to show you how I make my lore videos. So things like, you know, the clan books, which I think are really amazing. I love this artwork so much. Like old artwork from the clan books, which I usually use, are really awesome, and it's nice to talk about. It's time for my favorite part, the editing, yeah. So the program that I use, I actually got off of Steam. It is Movie Studio 13 Platinum. I don't know why. Recently I think someone bought the rights to it and then they put Vegas in front of this. It's not Sony Vegas, but I don't understand why they would do that. It's not Sony Vegas. I might just pick up that. Music Studio and SoundForge. Music Studio helps me make some of the sounds, like my outro was made in Music Studio. Just, you know, not using other people's music, because sometimes bad things can happen, even if it's like a video game music, or if there's some music that says free that you get on the internet, sometimes it will come back as don't do this, don't mess with this. And sometimes it's just nice to make something that's completely your own. So now, as you see, we've got the Border Bully. Let's check out Monster Slayers. I really should change this to something else. I like using templates. You should keep some projects just as a template, because it'll make editing certain things a lot easier. Now, let's see, I can click on, let's go with Stealth. Click on Stealth Episode 2. I recently did the 3rd episode of the Stealth Let's Play, and this will open up really quick. Alright. So we have black because that's how the video opens up. Just move over there, and there we go. The Adventures of Stealth. Mission 4, German House Gang. As it says, Mission 4. This Stealth 2. Stealth 2 is my template. I really should change it to Stealth Template, and then save each of these as, you know, Mission 4, Mission 3, yada yada. I should be doing that. Do that. Don't be like me, where I only have certain things saved as a template. So basically, if I would like to create a thumbnail, maybe change this up, I can take this out, just move that, that's over there, and we've got this. The same stuff that happens will happen. The sound and audio will stay the same. Can't see certain things because of it's German House Gang. All that is up. So what I could do is take a new episode, throw that in here, get rid of this episode. There's the simple and advanced mode. I probably should have used advanced because it wouldn't move certain things around. Simple is, well, like I said, very simple. And now we can take, this is a little clip. Boop. Boop. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. I'm not the best with the key commands. That's probably one of the biggest things about being an editor. Using keys, I'm getting rid of most of the sound because we're going to have track 16, 17, and I don't think we have audio on track 18. No, we just have 16, 17. We're going to get rid of those two and just keep this. Now we can move this in here, the video that I would like, and should play pretty much like what we want. I'll throw a fade on it, and let's go. And there you have it. Just a template so I could easily switch something in, switch something out, change some stuff, and there you go. That's it. This music in the background's a little crazy, but that's pretty much how I like to do that. Like, use templates. It will save you a lot of time. What's good, people? We can now start the editing, yeah. So, that's probably my favorite part of this. And, just as an aside for you recording your audio, if you take some time to do it, if it's multiple takes, if you gotta go slow, it's okay. It took me, how many is this? I think it's like 23 minutes or something. Like this is a long video of me just reading 3 pages because you'll get some things wrong, especially if it's fancy, like Absamillard. I'm already messing up. Absamillard was their antediluvian, which is kind of hard to pronounce depending on where you're at. The French pronunciation is different from the UK pronunciation, as I found out. Something that you'll go and you'll make notes on your document, wherever you've written something down, or you're just, you know, shooting from the hip. That's completely up to you. I prefer writing things down so I can kind of read it as like a narrator. So, I've imported pretty much all the media that we need. I've grabbed some Vampire the Masquerade OSTs, as well as some music from there. Be careful / mindful of music, because certain video game music, completely fine, others not. Whereas you can go, say, find something online, free music, and you go use that in your video, and it's not exactly free. One of the programs that I did manage to get was Music Studio 10, which allows me to make some music like the outro that you hear. Dun 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 dun. That was terrible. But, you know, it's the thing that plays at the end of all my videos. And the beginning of all my videos is actually not a sound effect. That's me doing Foley, just being like, and then distorting it, you know, for kind of that smoke sound effect. So this is taking a little while to load because that was a long time, and also due to how I record, I like to record my mic separately from the video game audio. So that's working itself in there. We can also add a couple other things. So when it comes to, let's go back to my YouTube, art assets. I keep quite a few things in here, end screens, some stuff for some future things, the gear, some backgrounds. Sometimes there are some thumbnails in here. What I would like to get is this right here, and I would also like to grab the head textured. Yeah. Also, both of them are PNGs, so they are transparent. Always try to get transparency. Transparency is awesome. Tell you a little bit about the various clans that inhabit the world. There is a little bit of stuff in the background there. Usually it's fine, but it's hot, so my fan and some other stuff could probably have something to do with that. That can be drowned out by sometimes music, but there's also some ways to deal with that. You can use, I like, because this has all the tools, you can use graphic EQ, add, okay, and you can kind of mess with the noises that are focused on, the noises that you can kind of get rid of. So we'll drop it down around here, and Hello people, I'm here in the World of Darkness to tell you a little bit about the various clans that inhabit the world. Today we're going to talk about the clan that one could argue lost the most when they were embraced. The ones
Little different.
who can no longer even walk the streets. A little different. I'm probably going to keep what I had and maybe just keep a little bit of that background noise. You just be careful when you're doing this because sometimes you can get rid of kind of the tone of your voice, all the highs, all the lows, and you can kind of wind up sounding robotic. Be a little careful of that. So, yeah, there's things that you can do to get rid of background noise. But the best thing that you can do is, well, not have to deal with it. Pretty much it. Now, I'm going to go through this. Be right back. Okay, so we got all that done. I've even got. Where are you? Where are you? So Scooby Doo. I'm in after you. I even got this. Having that opinion. The
What?
cool record screech sound that we're going to be using as like slow fake ending while I bring up my crazy conspiracy theory. Now, we have a ton of space and we have foreground picture and background picture that we're going to be dealing with. So first and foremost, we got the background set up. Just kind of play with it how you would like. So this background is super big. So this is going to have to be the intro background. You don't know how big certain pictures are. You don't really have... Like, there are programs that you could use to mess with the size of a picture to make it more consistent, but I prefer, if necessary, I'll just make another video track and then just keyframe that because it's a little bit crazy at some point when you're looking for super duper consistency. So here's the intro background. So let's make a new video track and we'll title this background. And we have this. So actually this is perfect so I could go over keyframing, just sizing. There we go, track motion, or at least this is how it looks on the program that I'm using. Down here, we can add keyframes, boop. So basically, at the start of this video, we want this to be a certain size. See right here, let me see. Boop. There we go, that's perfect. You can see it's not really reaching the size. So what we're going to do is just manipulate. I'm going to keep it Y up and down, X is left to right. I'm going to keep it kind of the same size and just bring a little bit terribly. There we go. Let's move. There we go. So this will have a slow zoom in when we say bring in another video track. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of them. Art asset 1, which is going to be my face, and then there's going to be insert. Let's change this color. Red. That's what the art assets are going to be. Going to, you know, my little sidebar. Boom. Now, let's do, actually, how long are we going to have it come in? Let's say, well, we should probably put some creepy ambiance. The main theme from Vampire the Masquerade. Santa Monica might actually be kind of chill. Just want something that's kind of chill, and we do have to name this voiceover. I mean FX. Add another bit of audio. The FX. This is actually background music, so we don't need why. Just sadly, I should probably like elongate this a little so I could read. There we go. So background music. Let's grab the Santa Monica theme. Turn that way down. Down. We want a little music to play before we talk, just to kind of deal with that. Hello, people. I'm here in the World of Darkness. Hello, people. I'm here in the world of darkness to... I don't know if that's eye-catching enough for... Hello, people. I'm here in the world of darkness. Today we are going to talk about the clan that... It's really chill, actually. We could save that for another part. Let's bring in the main theme, because I feel like that'll probably make people go, oh my god, Vampire the Masquerade. That's what we'll try. Hit that up. Hello, people. I'm here... Slow that down just a little bit. Hello, people. I'm here. And we can kind of choose our spot. Where are we going to fade in? We could fade in right around here, I suppose. We have the music play a little while. Fade in. Boop. Sometimes you're going to have to, you know, just do this by ear. Just have to watch it back and deal with that. There's our alt SS. There am I. There I am. There, not there am I. But yeah, I get a little loopy after I edit for a while. Hello, people. I'm here in the world of darkness to tell you a little bit about the various clans. Now, what we can do is, as this is going on, where is our stopping point for this little tirade that go on? That inhabit the world. Today we are going to talk about the clan that one could argue lost the most, that cannot be changed, horribly disfigured vampires that often find solace, those whose very clan is cursed with a hideousness, shadows, the ones who are relegated where they work best. Their living conditions abysmal, but to the Nosferatu, they're fine. Yeah, we're gonna have to turn this down quite a bit. Their living conditions abysmal, but to the Nosferatu, they're fine. And like I said before, you can kind of try to get rid of some background noise. So 26 was a little bit much. We go for 24 maybe? That might actually work out fantastically. Their living conditions abysmal, but to the Nosferatu, they're fine. One, or maybe we could do just a base 20. To keep out of sight. Most consider their living conditions abysmal. We tried 19. And this is still like trial and error. Keep out of sight. Most consider their living conditions abysmal, but to the Nosferatu. Which is why having a template is really, really important. Have a template. Keep out of sight. Most consider their living conditions abysmal. We could go to 17, say. Keep out of sight. Most consider their... Nah, we're staying at 19. That'll have to do. Keep out of sight. Most consider their living conditions abysmal, but to the Nosferatu. Now, I think right around here is probably where... corners that they can find. Openly mocked by some... Trying to find a good ending without point. Skulking in the shadows. The ones who are relegated to the absolute fringes of not only human but kindred society. They are the Nosferatu. Those whose very clan is cursed with a that cannot be changed. Horribly disfigured vampires that often find solace with their clanmates in the deepest, darkest corners that they can find. Openly mocked by some kindred and reviled by others. The Nosferatu keep out of sight. Most consider their living conditions abysmal, but to the Nosferatu, they're fine, because that's where they work best. Okay, that's a good stop. That's a good stopping point for where we want it. That's 5920. Go to whoop. Sorry about that. Video game audio. We're going to background. It is the intro background. Let's try to find 15. Actually, cool thing is, type it in. And that's where 1520 is. We are going to make a keyframe. So this is kind of how you get the effect of something blowing up in the background easily. And get rid of that. We can be uniform. that. What'll happen is draw this.
The World of Darkness to tell you a little bit about the various clans that inhabit the world. Today we are going to talk about the clan that one could argue lost the most when they were embraced. The ones...
Put myself in the back. Shouldn't be too big. It might be a little too large. Yeah, it's a little too big there. So what we're going to have to do is we're just going to edit our keyframe. Try a little something different. It will be quite a bit of just fixing some. Probably went a little, like right there is a little. Let's get rid of this keyframe. Maybe we do that way. Then still some movement. What we could also do is just pull this keyframe a little bit further back to lengthen out to draw out, you know, how fast this is going to go.
Solace with their clanmates in the deepest, darkest corners that they can find, openly mocked by some kindred and reviled by others.
If we wanted to go super duper fast,
solace with their clanmates in the deepest, darkest corners that they can find, openly mocked by some kindred and reviled by others.
But like I said, actually, just bring that back to where it was because I think that that was actually pretty much perfect. So that's how I do the whole keyframing thing. Of course, I have something here that represents myself. A little bit later on, it's going to be, where are you? It'll be this. That'll just be me on the side talking to people. So I'm going to hurry up and finish this freaking video. It takes me a really long time to make these. I hope you guys enjoyed, you know, this little foray into how I do things. It will be heavily edited because I shot a lot of footage. But thank you guys for watching. Please be excellent to each other and have a nice day. Peace.